What's good, YouTube? It's your boy LegendaryEA, and we are back here for another video. And today I decided, why not talk about the Brooklyn Nets? So obviously I made a bunch of other videos on this channel. I've talked about so many other teams, and today I was like, you know what? Let's not talk about a bad team, but let's talk about a team that's actually been, pretty decent. They did way better than I thought they were gonna do in the NBA bubble. I thought that they were gonna be complete trash. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I thought this team was gonna be terrible, but they actually came out there and they were, they were pretty decent. Matter of fact, they had a couple of games where they just pretty much balled out. I believe that they upset the Bucks, which was kind of insane to me. And then they literally went ahead and they almost eliminated Portland from the playoffs, which is crazy to me. Like, it's really crazy because nobody saw that coming at all. I mean, they pretty much didn't have their entire roster. They didn't have Deandre Jordan because of COVID. They didn't have Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. They didn't have Dimwitty because of COVID as well. They picked up Jamal, then they lost him. They literally signed Beasley, didn't have him either. So this team was looking, pretty trash. Like, it was looking pretty trash, but just to see this team do that well, like Jack Vaughn, like, I gotta give you credit, bro. Like, you was really in your bag. So I gotta give homie credit where it's due. But yeah, man, I decided, why not talk about the Brooklyn Nets? So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead and like it up. That helps out the channel so much. And of course, go ahead and subscribe. I got so many more videos planned, you guys. Especially whenever 2K21 comes, I'm gonna be doing a lot of content on this channel, on my second channel. So make sure to subscribe to all of my channels for different types of content. But yeah, man, looking at this team, I think that they have a legitimate chance at contending for next year's title. And I mean, I've already said this. I made a video months ago about the Golden State Warriors, who, to me, the Golden State Warriors are my favorite because the assets that they got on that team, I'm like, yo, it's good. Like, it's really good. Like, it's it's really, really good. And I don't think anybody's really beating that. So I think that Golden State is my favorite next year, but the Nets are definitely somebody that's going to be in my top 3. Let's start this thing off with the whole Kevin Durant thing. I mean, Kevin Durant was somebody that did not primarily rely on his athleticism. And I know that he just tore his Achilles, but I think that KD, whenever he comes back, he will still be a top 5 player easily. I mean, obviously, whenever he left, he was top 2. Some people said he was number 1. I think he's better than Kawhi Leonard. I don't know why this is a discussion. I know Kawhi is really great, but for me, I think LeBron's the best player in the league, and I think that Kevin Durant is number 2. Kawhi can go in at that 3rd spot. But yeah, man, I think that Kevin Durant, whenever he comes back, he's still going to be a top 5 player in this league. I mean, he's still one of the most skilled players that we have seen, and that's something that I value so much about him. And let's be real, most of his stuff came off of his handles and just his ability to shoot over everybody. It wasn't necessarily his quickness or his speed, and yeah, he was pretty athletic, but like, let's be real, he wasn't using it all that much. So I think that whenever KD comes back, he's still going to be able to shoot well. He's still going to be able to handle the ball well, and most of those intangibles are still going to be there. So I think he'll still be a top 5 player in the league at worst. Maybe he will slip to like number 6 if he starts off really bad, but KD will still be one of the best players in the league. Kyrie Irving. I think at this point, Kyrie Irving has gotten a little underrated. Like, and yeah, I am somebody that even in 2014, whenever the Kyrie hype was at the full-time max and people were like, Kyrie this, Kyrie that, I'm somebody to where at that time, after Kyrie hit that dagger against Steph, even the year before that, whenever people were like gassing up Kyrie saying he was top this, he was top that, I'm somebody who at that time said that Damian Lillard was better, and I got backlash for it. And it's funny because it's crazy how that comes full circle. Because now I think we all know that Dame is better than him, but I think that Kyrie Irving is somebody that has become really underrated. So let me just tell you some stuff about Kyrie Irving. All the stuff that the media tries to tell you about Kyrie Irving, to me, it's nonsense. The fact that he's a team killer, he's crazy, he's selfish, I think all of that is nonsense, and I think that most of it is overblown because the media just really hates him. I get that as well because the media, he shows them no love, so they have no reason to even cover him in the best of light anyways. But Kyrie Irving is one of the most skilled players, not just in the league right now, but possibly of all time. To me, he has the best handles of all time. I mean, yeah, if you want to go between him and Allen Iverson, I'm taking Kyrie because I've seen Kyrie do way more complicated moves consistently than AI. AI is a legend, but I'm taking Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving has no weaknesses in his game. He's a really solid passer. He's a really decent defender as well. And obviously, you know that he's super clutch. He can shoot, he can score, and he's one of the best finishers in the game right now. Like Kyrie Irving, he's become underrated. I think that at this point, if you don't have him in your top 15, Kyrie's that guy still. Like, let's not act like he's not. And let's not do that. All right, let's not do that. As far as Kyrie being a team killer, I think all that stuff in Boston and him leaving Cleveland, let me tell you guys right now, that made absolute sense. That made perfect sense. Like, you know that LeBron is leaving. There's even reports about him being pissed that like the Cavs and LeBron kind of pushed for them to trade him for like Chris Paul and other veteran players that LeBron was cool with. But you hear that and you don't want to be left in Cleveland holding the bag. So you force your way to Boston. And I'm not even gonna say that he handled every single thing well in Boston, but I get why the Celtics failed, and that's because of Kyrie Irving's injuries. Sometimes the reason, well, all the times that his teams do better without him than with him, because he's barely with them, it's because of his injuries. It's really because his team doesn't build chemistry with him there. And I feel like if he stayed healthy, all of his teams would be better because he's better than Kemba Walker. He's better than Dimwitty. That's legitimately just common sense. But just the fact that they don't have chemistry is what kills them. And look, as far as the Celtics team, Kyrie was right. He just should not have called them out. But everything that he said about them being young and dumb is actually right. And Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown said that they were wrong. They saw themselves as making it far without Kyrie the first year. And then the second year, they really just wanted to like focus on individual stuff. And that's just not me saying things. Go and watch Jason Tatum's podcast with Stack and with Matt Barnes, No Smoke. Go watch his episode. He pretty much said the exact same thing, how everyone on that team, they had an individual goal and they really wanted to like make their mark more than win. And Kyrie was like, slow your roll. And you know, that happened, but I still feel that if anyone else said that, like Bron or KD, it wouldn't be a big deal. And then as far as him saying that he wanted to like stay in Boston, it's the same thing that I said a few videos ago. I feel like players do this, it really just hurts them because they really don't know yet. Like Kyrie thought he was staying at the beginning of the season in Boston. Towards the end, he was like, you know what? No, thank you, because that team wasn't even on his like request to actually be traded to. Like Boston was not on that list, and even teams like the Timberwolves were. But yeah, that is something that I feel is overblown in media. It's really ESPN, FS1, and those big media platforms will all try to say that Kyrie Irving is crazy. The earth is flat. He wants to stop the season. When honestly, everything that Kyrie did to want the season to really like pause and plan more made absolute sense. But all in all, Kyrie Irving is the most overhated dude for no reason in the league. He's honestly up there with James Harden, and it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, Kyrie Irving and KD are coming back, and this team is gonna be looking really, really good. We've also heard rumors about the possibility of them trading for Bradley Beal. Now, if that happened, I would anticipate that Dimwitty and Caris Levert gotta be on the table with a bunch of draft picks, but we'll see, because I do feel like if Beal wanted to like be there, look, these star players got power. They can push their way to any team, because if they come out and say that they only want to play for a certain team, that's the team that they're going to. Like, more than likely, that's the team that they will get to, because nobody else wants to take a risk on a player that doesn't want to be there. Especially basketball players, because they are so vocal and they have so much clout. If they don't want to be there, like example, if Jamal Adams can force his way out of the Jets, you better believe that Bradley Beal or any other star player who is in the NBA can do the exact same thing. So maybe that's a possibility. But let's say that they keep Caris Levert. Caris Levert went off against the Portland Trailblazers, and people don't realize this, but Caris Levert has been doing this for years. Ever D'Angelo Russell was actually there, the beginning of that year, Caris was going crazy. He was going crazy, but then he got injured and D'Lo just took it to another level and was an all-star. But Caris Levert has always been a bucket. He's locked up for the next few seasons, and really, I see him as possibly being a starter on that team. But if they wanted to bring him off the bench, he's gonna be a bucket regardless. But if they wanted to like keep him and start him as shooting guard, oh my goodness, this team is nice. Like, Caris can score with the best of them. He is so good, and I feel like he's one of the best role players in the league. Like, if he ends up being their like third option, I'm cool with it, because he is such a good player. I feel like if he played a full season, especially last year, whenever D'Lo was there, he would have been an all-star. Like, he was playing ridiculous. And then I think that most of us know about Spencer Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie is nice. Dinwiddie is so nice. He can defend. He can score. He's not the best shooter, but he's another guy that I feel like every championship team needs. Like, I really think that if KD and Kyrie were like healthy this year, this team would be scary. And I mean, Dimwitty could stay next year. We'll actually see how this whole thing plays out. But if they bring in a roster of KD, Kyrie, Caris, and Dinwiddie, that is a scary team that most teams do not want to face, because they got guys in the starting lineup who will just kill you. And then they got a guy off the bench who will do the same thing. He's a tall guard who can get buckets. And then of course we have Jared Allen and Deandre Jordan. Now, I can't lie, whenever it said that Deandre Jordan was following Kyrie and KD, I didn't get it. At this point, I still don't really get it. Him and Jared Allen kind of do the same thing. They kind of do the same thing, except Jared Allen is way younger and he's on a better contract because, yeah, he's way younger. He's still on his rookie deal. If they could trade Deandre Jordan, I'm down, but maybe that's part of the package. If that's part of the package, then you really can't do anything. Like, and I don't think anybody's signing up to like pay Deandre Jordan the amount of money he's making. I don't think so, because he's really a limited center. And then of course they have a sharpshooter in Joe Harris. This team has so many good role players. Taurean Prince. They have so many good role players on this team. Like, I legit think that if these guys come back and they are the same players or even close to it, if KD and Kyrie come back and they are the same players or they're even close to it, this team is a legitimate threat. Because Golden State is great. That's not my favorite, but playing the Clippers with this team is better, because I don't think that next season they keep some of those guys, and PG is having problems. He's been injured a lot. Yes, he's healthy now, but Kawhi literally has a chronic knee problem. I don't know how that's going to work. They also got to start paying some of these lower tier dudes. Like, that might not work out. The Denver Nuggets, we'll see. Now, of course, they don't have a head coach set in stone. Right now it's Jack Vaughn. He's the assistant coach. But I've heard rumors about Ty Lue, because obviously they got Kenny Atkinson the hell out of there, which I understand. Kyrie and KD, they are established. Of course, we've heard rumors about Ty Lue. Mark Jackson is not getting this job. And a really interesting one is Kenny Smith. However, I don't see him giving up his gig on TNT to like come and coach for the Brooklyn Nets. I don't see that happening, so I do think that Ty Lue takes his job. Regardless, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys rock with a thumbnail. I kind of changed it up just a little bit for this video. Make sure to tell me what you guys think about the Brooklyn Nets and who is y'all's favorite to win the 2021 NBA championship. Also, check out my Warriors video I made months ago. I might even redo that video, and check out all the other channels in the comment section below. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so that you get notified whenever I actually upload, and follow me on Twitter, because if you guys want to actually like debate something, you guys can go ahead and find me on Twitter. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. I am out. Peace, y'all.